In a misty kingdom, Princess Snow White, with skin kissed by snow, lived a joyful life with her father, King Alaric. One morning, as a child, she dreamed of singing for the kingdom. Her father promised to make sure everyone heard her. But happiness is fragile. Years later, after the queen passed, the kingdom's laughter faded. King Alaric vowed to keep Snow White safe. As Snow White grew, her kindness shone, making her loved by all. However, inside the castle, the stepmother of Snow White, Queen Lysandra, vain and elegant, sought reassurance from her magical mirror. Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who is the fairest one of all? Initially pleased to be named the fairest, her vanity turned to envy when the mirror declared Snow White's heart and beauty shone brighter. The queen's expression fractured like ice, setting the stage for a brewing storm. One evening, the queen summoned a hunter, bribing him to take Snow White into the forest and ensure she never returns. The next morning, a stranger, the hunter, approached Snow White and whisked her away into the dark forest. Moved by her innocence, the hunter released her, warning her not to return. Snow White fled, stumbling upon a cozy cottage with 7 plates, mugs, and beds. Exhausted, she ate and rested. Upon their return, the dwarfs discovered her sleeping. She awoke and shared her story of the queen's cruelty. The dwarfs vowed to protect her, and she became part of their family. Days passed with laughter and stories. Far away, in the castle of silver towers and opulent halls, Queen Lysandra stood before the mirror once more. Her reflection shimmered with a pale light, as if the glass itself were whispering secrets. The mirror's surface distorts, its reflection swirling like water, hinting at dark magic. Queen Lysandra confronts the magical looking-glass. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Snow White lives. She thrives. How can this be? Arcane energy swirls within the ornate mirror's glass, a gateway to hidden realms. A vision solidifies. Snow White in a secluded cottage, bathed in the gentle embrace of dappled sunlight. She appears serene, untouched by the encroaching darkness. The mirror's voice echoes with ethereal clarity. She is hidden, my lady. Her heart is pure. Her beauty shines brighter than any curse. Inside her opulent chambers, Queen, restless, disguised herself as an old merchant, offering Snow White a poisoned coat. The dwarfs saved her. Later, the queen returned with a poisoned comb, but again the dwarfs intervened. Snow White's life was spared, but the queen's malice persisted. Snow White's cottage days were joyful despite the queen's plots. She learned the dwarf stories, their minework, songs, and sorrows. Dar's glances, Mar's jokes, Zar's advice, and Star's smiles comforted her. The cottage felt like home, her heart full. The forest, once scary, became magical. Deer grazed, foxes watched, and trees whispered. Her laughter mixed with nature, a warmth the queen couldn't undo. But Queen Lysandra, furious, vowed to destroy Snow White. She prepared a poisoned apple, gleaming red. Meanwhile, Snow White tended flowers, the dwarfs repaired the cottage, and laughter filled the air. The queen, disguised as a peddler, approached with a basket of shiny apples. Queen Lysandra, disguised as a peddler, offered Snow White a poisoned apple. Lovely apples, Queen Lysandra cooed. Snow White hesitated, recalling past deceptions, but the apple's gleam was irresistible. Just one bite, the queen tempted. Snow White, wanting to be kind, succumbed. The first bite was heavenly, then darkness. She collapsed, the queen's laughter echoing. The dwarfs returned to a silent cottage, finding Snow White lifeless. Star wept, "No, this cannot be." All the 7 dwarfs were shocked. Snow White lying dead on the floor, They placed her in a crystal coffin, surrounded by flowers. Animals gathered, sensing the tragedy. Snow White's beauty radiated, comforting all, even in stillness. The forest mourned, each tear echoing through the trees, a sorrowful hush over the cottage. Snow White was thought to be dead. The dwarfs guarded her glass coffin, their hearts heavy. One day, Prince Elias, noble and kind, wandered into the forest, drawn by a glimmering light. He found the dwarfs and the beautiful Snow White. As he gazed upon her, Snow White stirred, awakened by his presence. "She lives," he whispered, lifting the glass. "And she is breathtaking," Snow White whispered. "You saved me?" The prince replied, "No, your light saved you." Far away, the evil queen raged, but in the forest, kindness had triumphed. As dawn broke, Snow White awoke, the prince by her side. "You're safe," he said. The dwarfs rejoiced. Snow White looked at the prince. "You came without knowing me." He replied, "Your light drew me here." Snow White rode with the prince, the dwarfs following, their laughter filling the forest. Magic wrapped around them, warm and golden. Queen Lysandra, consumed by envy, plotted against Snow White. "She lives?" she raged, conjuring dark magic to strike her rival. But when Snow White arrived with the prince, the forest's magic filled the hall, overwhelming Lysandra's shadows. Snow White, radiant and pure, stepped forward, her light weakening the queen's power. The dwarfs sang, their joyful harmony dissolving Lysandra's spells. "Your reign of envy ends now," Prince declared. Defeated, Lysandra fled, vanishing into exile. The kingdom rejoiced, and the prince proposed to Snow White. "Will you marry me and share your light forever?" Overjoyed, she accepted. Their wedding was a grand celebration, uniting the kingdom in love and hope. "Together we can face anything," Snow White said, "and kindness will always triumph." Her story became a legend, a testament to courage, friendship, and the enduring power of a pure heart.